Hello friends, let's start with business and financial market update. Shares of Zee Entertainment Enterprises, that is ZEEL, moved higher by 8% to Rs 204.25 on BSE in Thursday's intraday trade on the report that company has agreed to pay dues to IndusInd Bank. Besides, the lender has likely agreed to withdraw the insolvency case. ZEEL has agreed to repay dues owed to the IndusInd Bank as the company seeks to resolve insolvency proceedings initiated against it and inch closer to the completing a merger with the Sony Group unit to create $10 billion media giant, a Bloomberg report said. The settling of dues of about 83.7 crore rupees to the lender could happen as early as Friday, and the Mumbai-based bank has agreed to withdraw its insolvency proceedings against the media company once the repayment is made, the news agency reported. Last month on February 24, the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal decided to put stay on the NCLT order admitting insolvency proceedings against ZEEL. The case will be heard on March 29. City Network, sister concern of ZEEL, has taken a loan from IndusInd Bank wherein ZEEL stood as a guarantor. Since City Network was unable to pay, IndusInd Bank invoked the guarantee and made ZEEL a party to it. Amount under consideration is 83.1 crore. Moving on, shares of Wipro hit a 52-week low of Rs 370.1, down 1.5% on the BSE in Thursday's intraday trade amid concerns of weak revenue growth in the current quarter, January to March. The stock of information technology tech company fell below its previous low of Rs 372.40, touched on October 7, 2022. In the past 1 year, Wipro's stock price has declined 38% as compared to 1.4% fall in the S&P BSE Sensex. The stock has hit a 52-week high of Rs 606 on March 21, 2022. It hit a record high of Rs 740 in October 14, 2021. Wipro's October-December quarter-on-quarter constant currency IT services revenue growth at 0.6% was lower than estimate of 1%. Margin expansion of 120 bps to 16.3% came as a positive surprise, analyst at Nirmal Bank Equities had said in the result update. The company expects full year revenue from IT services to grow 11.5 to 12% in CC terms. Guidance for quarter 4 financial year 23 revenue growth is flattish to marginally negative in quarter to quarter CC terms, while margin is expected to improve quarter on quarter. Moving on, shares of ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company, that is ICICI Pru, rallied 9% to Rs 418.8 on Thursday's intraday trade after the appointment of Anup Bagchi as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company. Anup Bagchi is presently the Executive Director of ICICI Bank and Non-Executive Director of ICICI Pru. The stock traded 9% higher at 407.6 rupees as compared to 0.25% rise in S&P BSE Sensex. It recovered 10% from its 52-week low price of Rs 380.95, which it had touched in intraday's trade. In the past 6 months, the stock underperformed market as shares fell 26% as against 2% decline in benchmark index. The company said that the appointment is for a period of 5 consecutive years with effect from June 19, 2023 or the date of regulatory approval, whichever is later, to ensure a seamless transition of Bagchi's appointment as Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer of the company with effect from May 1, 2023 subject to regulatory approval. Bagchi had joined the ICICI Group in 1992 and had worked in the areas of retail banking, corporate banking and treasury. Moving on, shares of state-owned oil marketing company were in focus on Thursday, rallied up 5% on the BSE in an otherwise volatile market after crude oil prices fell over 6% overnight. The oil price is quoted at the lowest level since more than a year due to recent fears related to the banks in the US and Europe. Following fall in crude oil prices, the stock price of Bharat Petroleum Corporation and Hindustan Petroleum Corporation rallied 5% each, while Indian Oil Corporation was up 2% to Rs 80.15 on the BSE. In comparison, S&P BSE Sensex was up 0.14% at 57,635. With a decline in the crude oil prices, analysts expect marketing margins of HPCL, BPCL and IOCL to improve further. Margins on diesel are currently at around Rs 3 per litre, while margins of petrol are at around Rs 6 per litre, as per the estimates. On a blended basis, currently these margins are at around 4 per litre, ICICI Securities said. Analysts at Prabhudas Lilladher believe OMCs are all well placed to benefit from improving marketing situations and healthy refining profitability. Moving on, crisis hit Credit Suisse, which owns assets worth rupees 20,000 crores in India, is not being seen as a direct threat to India as it owns just 0.1% of assets in the Indian banking system. Foreign banks have a relatively smaller presence in India, with a 6% share in total assets, 4% in loans, and 5% in deposits, according to Jefferies. Moving on, Vedanta Resources repaid $250 million in loans it had taken from Barclays Bank and Standard Chartered Bank. It earlier said it has now enough means to meet debt repayment liabilities in the coming quarters as it looked to soothe investors' concern around its financial positions and added that it is confident to meeting its liquidity requirement of the quarter ended June. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned with Financial Pulse for business and financial market updates.